Once there was a way.
Most of my movies have been a reflection of things that happened to me. But in the sense of the Fabelmans, it wasn't about metaphor, it was about memory.
Once there was a way.
Sorry I'm late, I picked up Mrs. Fabelman. Where should I put her?
Get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby.
What kind of movie are we gonna make?
It's more important than your hobby.
Can you stop calling it a hobby?
That has been nothing but disrespect from you. I'm your mother!
I don't know what else to do. Can you help me?
I don't want to disappoint you.
You do what your heart says you have to. Because you don't owe anyone your life.
And I will sing a lullaby.
Hi, and welcome to this week's Notes from a Sketchbook podcast. I'm Kirk, and I've had a cold for the last couple of days, so bear with me, and I do apologise if I'm a little bit nasally or a bit snuffly. This week we will be reviewing Steven Spielberg's latest film, The Fabelmans. I watched Steven Spielberg's latest film, The Fabelmans, and I have to say, it was a powerful and thought-provoking experience. It's essentially a part fiction, part true tale of Steven Spielberg's family. The film tells the story of a young boy named Sammy Fabelman, who was deeply affected by the train crash in Cecil B. DeMille's The Greatest Show on Earth, which his father and mother take him to see at the cinema, and becomes obsessed with recreating it at home using a toy train set and an 8mm camera. Spielberg may be referencing Orson Welles' famous quote that the movie studio is the biggest electric train set any boy could ever have. Sammy goes on to make home movies, including terrorising his sisters in homemade horror films and making his fellow school students go off to the nearby Arizona desert to make war films, much like Spielberg did himself. As Sammy, played by Gabriel LaBelle, grows older and enters his teenage years, he and his sisters are faced with the challenge of constantly moving around the country due to his father's work. The transition to living in new places such as Arizona and California is not without its difficulties, especially for Sammy, who faces bullying and anti-Semitic abuse in high school. Sammy's mother, Mitzi, played by Michelle Williams, portrays a complex individual whose depression is hidden behind a facade of distant and disconnected mannerisms. She is portrayed as a gentle and whimsical soul who gives up her career as a concert pianist to raise her children. It is suggested that Sammy inherits his artistic talents from her, as well as a hint of melancholy. The character of Sammy's uncle, Boris, who comes in halfway through, is played by Judge Hurst, and he adds a touch of humour to the story as a former circus performer. However, he serves a warning to Sammy, telling him that art and family will eventually cause him pain. At the heart of Sammy's family life is a deep and painful wound. His mother has a secret love for her father's employee and best friend, Benny, played by Seth Rogen, who is affectionately referred to as Uncle Benny. Benny is a constant presence in the family's home and even joins them on holidays. It's on one of these holidays where Sammy creates a special home movie of the camping trip they all took together, where his mother impulsively performs a playful dance in a nightgown in the car headlights, causing much embarrassment for her daughters. However, more importantly, Sammy captures evidence of his mother's illicit relationship with Benny by noticing them holding hands in the background. Back at home, he removes the incriminating scenes from the film and shows his parents only the picture-perfect version. This only serves to further mask the heartache and pain that plagues his family. Later, when he confronts his mother with the knowledge of her secret relationship, it only adds to the overwhelming sadness that surrounds the family. The story of Sammy Fabelman serves as a captivating and thought-provoking metaphor for Spielberg's own cinematic vision, as well as his own complex family values and his desire to reshape and redeem flawed reality. It's striking to see how through the character of Fabelman, Spielberg highlights the importance of editing as the central creative act in filmmaking, the decision of what to include and what to exclude, and how to present the truth. The film's cast and performances are top-notch, especially Michelle Williams as Sammy's mother. The film was beautifully shot and captures the love of cinema and filmmaking. When Sammy does confront his mother with the knowledge of her secret relationship with Benny and the emotional turmoil that it has caused the family, the scene is powerful and thought-provoking. It showcases the depth of emotions in the family and the impact of the mother's actions on her son. Acting performances, the dialogue, the camera work and the music all come together to create a powerful and memorable scene. Whether you enjoy and like The Fabelmans depends on your point of view of the director Steven Spielberg. If you are ambivalent to his films or see them as glossy but ultimately shallow, then you're less likely to be invested in such a personal story. However, if you grew up on his films and see the magic in them, it's an interesting peek behind the curtain and his talent, and reframes his past movies in the context of his fragmented childhood. I really enjoyed The Fabelmans. It was superbly acted and beautiful to look at, especially this shot of the young Sammy watching his home movie projected on his hand. I loved it. Not only is it obviously a deeply personal film for Spielberg, but it's also a story about choosing to follow your heart even in the face of self-doubt and fear. It also marks the last time one of history's greatest partnerships will unite in John Williams and Steven Spielberg, and in that, it seems a suitable film to close that chapter. I enjoyed it. I can understand why some people may not enjoy it, but I loved it. So we're going to be taking a very short break now, probably for a couple of weeks, as we're going off to sunny Spain. When we come back, we'll be exploring Steven Spielberg's last two films in the collection, which consist of Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, or just Raiders of the Lost Ark, and finally E.T. the Extraterrestrial. We'll be bringing you plenty more artwork, and you'll be able to see all of the artwork up to now in the Steven Spielberg collection on www.basesketch.art. Follow us on social media, and thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
For nearly 3,000 years, man has searched for the lost Ark of the Covenant.
The Bible speaks of the Ark leveling mountains and laying waste to entire regions. Not something to be taken lightly. No one knows its secrets.
Jones, do you realize what the Ark is? It's a transmitter. It's a radio for speaking to God.
An army which carries the Ark before it is invincible.
The Ark, if it is their Eternis, then it is something that man was not meant to disturb.
It is protected by forces beyond imagination. It is desired above all treasures on earth by those who are good, trust me, and those who are evil.
I'll tell you everything.
Yes, I know you will.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Let her go.
We have no time. If you still want the Ark, it has been loaded onto a truck for Cairo.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. A film from Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.